Hello, beautiful souls. Victoria here from soulhealingtribe.com. And today we have Holly Torres. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. And before we get into the juicy best part of this conversation, we're just going to have I'm going to have some questions about your journey while working with me. And then we'll transition to beautiful sacred medicine and you work with quantum healing. So that is the plan. Okay.
Good.
So the first question that I have for you, Holly, is what was the problem you were experiencing or the pain that you were in when you decided that you needed help?
I felt very disconnected from myself, disconnected from source, disconnected from the universe. I felt like I was disconnected from my relationships. Just I felt like I gotten to a point where I was just a robot, getting up every day, going through the motions to pay bills and sustain myself. But my spirit and my soul was aching. And not even just aching, just gasping for air. What does it look like? What does it feel like? It feels like probably how a lot of people feel, but we keep going, right? We keep going and going and going until we just can't go anymore. And I guess for me, having had a spiritual upbringing and being involved in different healing modalities for the majority of my life, I knew that relief was there, and I knew that I had the tools, but because of the environment and society and where I was, I couldn't get myself there again. I just needed a clean out.
Like a reboot.
Yes.
Those are beautiful. So when you think about the pain that you were experiencing then and how life is now, tell me about what is life like now that you work through this.
It is so beautiful. It is so amazing. It could be described as seeing colors that you haven't seen since you were a child. It's that vast and that simple, all in the same moment. It's now I open my eyes and I can see around me. I can feel around me, and I'm not operating for money. I'm not operating for stress. I'm not operating for all the things in our lives that control us. I'm operating from inside now. And how that looks is something that this is the first time in my life, human life, I've been able to experience that. I know I've experienced it before because there's a familiarity that comes once you start to have the awakening, and I think your soul's crying out, and once you start to release and heal and peel back those layers, at some point you coast back in and you're right back where you started before you came here, and it puts you back in alignment with life, with flow, with the universe, with purpose, and not just physical purpose. Like I said, what does any of it matter if you can't enjoy it? What does any of it matter if you can't feel it? So, when you get to the point where you're willing to, just sleep on the ground outside because you're hurting so bad and you don't know why. And for some people that manifests differently. So when it's depression or suicidal thoughts or anything like that, it can manifest itself in a lot of ways for people, and it can manifest into different illnesses and physical illnesses, accidents, spraining your ankle, things like that. Of course, we've all had that. I did have a little bit of that last year. Wasn't my ankle, but I think once you get to that point, it's just everything is just on you. It's like it's just so dark that you feel the spiritual calling because you say, I want to feel like me again. I want to feel what I'm supposed to feel. It's my birthright. Feel I, I have a new life now. I'm driving the same car. I'm living in the same house. Yes, I have a different job, but it's changed everything. Um, and the most beautiful thing about that, and for people that are, embarking on a spiritual journey for themselves, is that it does radiate to those around you. So your family, your friends, your coworkers, your children, your animals. So it's a blessing, and truly all you have to do is go back into you. And once you take care of you, I think that it all just starts to unravel in a good way.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think I understand exactly where you're coming from and like everything that you were feeling. Um, I guess my question that I will have is why couldn't you get there without my assistance? Like what was needed? And you come
For
from different healing
me,
modalities.
yeah, and I come from healing modalities. So I carry my bag of tricks and could do a session for someone, but not for me. I think for me, I needed an equal, a person that was able to support me freely and fully without judgment. And that's never going to be, someone you live with. It's never going to be someone that you're close to. So that's how we reach out, and get the help. So we connected. That was divine. And the support the support that I received from you, it was always just pure love, support, and you just created a space where I could just release. And I felt like I wasn't being judged or anything like that. Like I felt totally free in your space. So and that's a trait, that you carry. That's a gift that you carry as a healer, to carry that motherly love energy
You
when
want
working
pow
with
pow.
people. Yeah. when working with people so that is, in terms of working with you, Victoria, yeah, I there's not been a moment and obviously we've embarked on some more deeper experiences together in healing practice, but there's never been a moment where I didn't trust completely that you weren't there 1,000,000% to support and allow the process to be,
Good.
and safe space
Good.
wordy today.
I'm glad. So in terms of let's transition briefly into plant medicine, sacred plant medicine, your journeys, experience overall, and what you're doing now with plant medicine.
So with plant medicine, I did come to it drowning. I'm drowning in life, and I needed to get my head above water. And for me, it just, like a light switch in my human body, in my spirit body, it just helped me to it didn't help me to do anything. It just put me back where I needed to be.
Where you belong.
Yes, it was like an instant thing. Okay, let's get the rest out now so we can just do this. So I feel like that's where it was. So in it's been about 2.5 years now, I believe, since I've started working with all types of plant medicines. But in that experience, now I have come to, and about a year ago, I really felt like, hey, this is transformed my existence so profoundly that I want to share this with the world. I feel like everybody needs to feel this. Everybody needs to see this. Everybody needs to live this.
I know you kept saying,
Everybody needs to remember. Yeah, everybody needs to remember. And that came in a ceremony, and that has stuck with me. And I wake up every day, with that feeling and that push that I want to share this, and not in a way that I want to share it and have a church and, push my beliefs on anyone, but that as easy as it was and as flawless as it is, once you start to do this work, as well as it falls together, it's like sometimes you just need to hear those words. Sometimes you just need to have that support. Sometimes you just need to sit in front of someone, lay on Victoria's table, have a session, be in that space, because once you're in that space and once you start working with the plant medicines and stuff, it's an instant miracle.
For you it was, that was a beautiful session, but sometimes
Right.
you have very crazy experiences where it takes them many sessions to get to that point.
So that's going to answer the second half of your question. So that's why I'm still here, because I want to, or I am learning to support people and to serve these medicines this point, but I'm wanting to really come to a point where I can support people fully with all these medicines as you do, and others, because of my love for them and the changes that they've made for me. So my plant journey right now is, teaching me and helping to show me how I'm going to deal with that, how I'm going to help people deal with that so that they can get to the fairyland of la la, foo foo, I want you guys to dance on rainbows with me and float into the flowers. I do. And the beautiful thing about the plant medicine is, as soon as I, set my intention to want to learn to help others, it definitely showed me that not everybody's going to dance on that rainbow that first time. So I am learning and investing my time, my energy, and my spirit into just surrendering to these experiences. And I'm work very closely with you, Victoria, to learn deeper about these medicines and these journeys so that I can, in return, continue to serve and learn more to support people as they are
Share with
shedding
us
the dark matter.
Yeah, that's very important, because that is part of holding space, holding and helping, knowing when and when not to push, knowing what and who needs what, right? So learning energy, discernment, and doing that under trance is very powerful work and can help a lot of people, right? So share with us the Cacao experience. That was a beautiful ceremony. What was your experience like?
So that was a beautiful ceremony. From, I guess, another healer perspective, and from being in the ceremony, also to support the ceremony and our participants. The experience was very powerful because there were many times where I just wanted to go into meditation, but I have my intention and I have my learning path beyond me at this point. So the ceremony produced some beautiful emotions and memories and things that others were transforming through, which gave me an opportunity to be present for, and that was beautiful. I'm so grateful for the experiences that we have with our participants, And because those are helping us all to grow. They're not just releasing, they're releasing for everyone. And for me, it gave me an opportunity to pull out of la la land and say, okay, I need to be present, I need to listen, I need to be here. And I received a beautiful gift after that, because I finally laid down and went into my own journey. And I went into the core of the earth, and I've been there before. So animals, tribal people, lots of things that we all see, our guides and things. There was a lion there, but I also was met by my deceased grandmother, that is my maternal grandmother, and she's I guess it's been a couple years since she passed away. And she lived, just in general, she lived she wasn't like the most, like, she wasn't
That's why
she
I
wasn't
laugh.
a nice person, she wasn't a spiritual person, she was like this, she was always angry, and that's just who she was. Okay. But the way that she came to me in the underworld, or what have you call it, she was smiling, and she kissed me on the cheek, and she just hugged me and embraced me, and she was like, you came. And what she said, what was transmuted to me, because when I shared this with someone, they said to me, she said that, and I'm like, this is what was transmuted to me. She said, if I had only known that you could touch heaven from earth. And I guess, like, I'm like emotional now, because when you start working with this stuff, it never leaves you. Okay. Right. And when you actually do your research and you read about it before and be analytical and stuff, like some of us are, those things are accurate. From the moment that goes in your body, it's like reconnecting DNA. And so for me, and seeing this grandmother that was deceased in particular, I mean, I just set up, and just my heart was just pouring with love. And it was just such a beautiful gift that I received from the cacao. And Cacao and my grandmother and her
Medicine of the heart.
yeah, I mean, and it was the most unexpected.
And some people, I don't
And
know,
not even the deceased loved one that I thought would be in that area. So it looks like, yeah, and she was proud of me, and it was a beautiful thing. And I shared that with the group eventually, once we set up and all that. But I really, the working with the cacao is amazing. I mean, it's not even, I can't even say that it was physical at all. I mean, we were here, we were in ceremony, we were having the fire, we were all going through our processes, and such that anyone that wants to come to a ceremony and experience can experience. But it was like an energetic warming and opening of the heart. And
but I have to make sure that people know and some people will say the cacao is just cacao. That's not the case. The medicine that you prepare, it not only is sacred because of its origin, the spirit, the essence that it carries, but it also the way that you prepare that medicine, the intention and the prayers that go into preparing weeks before, right? Months sometimes, preparing that medicine so that it can do the work that it needs to do on that, and hold the space for all these people that are in ceremony. So yes, you can get cacao.
That's what we feel, and that's what we experience in these ceremonies. Yeah, but we don't even I think a lot of people don't even realize that everything that's gone into it, like you said,
all the Hence that touch that cacao, all the people that had
All
to
of it.
transport it and
It's a
working with all of that energy.
it's an interconnected human
Mhm.
gift. And I think yeah, and we're ingesting that.
Yeah,
When we take cacao, and in return we're ingesting the earth.
absolutely. So in terms of your quantum healing practice, share with us what you're doing, what are you getting ready to do, anything that you want to share.
So I am actually looking to see clients more frequently. I am really wanting to incorporate a session is a session. So whatever technique you use, I guess I could say, um, I'm ready to continue serving people and bringing people into my space, that are feeling the way that I did, and that are feeling like they need to get their head above water. And I don't see myself as some holy healer or anything like that. I just want to create I want to bring you into my safe space, I guess, and create that space and that warmth, and share with you the gifts and the medicines that have helped me, and help teach you and guide you on how to bring it into your everyday life so that you can do your work and get through it. So that's really my main focus right now, is just sharing this and teaching and guiding and being there to hold your hand along the way. And I can attest that there are rainbows and flowers and beautiful things once you get through your sludge, which we all have. So I have faith in myself and whoever chooses to come work with me.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that you mentioned right now that is important to highlight is that, yes, we can come and have different abilities and so on, but at the end of the day, even with medicine, even with any type of healing modality, you allow yourself to go through the healing process. So there is no need to see or believe that anyone is the one, because if you don't allow yourself to receive it and to welcome that healing, then no matter what somebody else does, you're not going to get it. You're going to reject it, right? So
Exactly. You got to be open. I mean, Victoria, you could say too. I mean, we're obviously we've both done this for a while and stuff, but I mean, there's been times where we've sat and just resisted. I mean, it's like, and sometimes you don't even know what or why. It's just, we fight it, we're humans. So I definitely agree with you too. It's 100. You've got to want it. You've got to want it, because we're not going to do the work for you. Truly. And the medicine is not going to do the work for you. It's going to take you there. It's going to take you right there. But if you turn around and turn your back to it and go right back to your life, and are ungrateful for the gifts that you've been given and disrespected, it's like anything else. It's gonna stay there dormant inside of you, because I promise you're gonna find us years from now when you're ready. But yeah, totally. 100.
So in terms of the people that you would like to see for your healing sessions, what do those people look like? Any specific symptom or issues that they may be experiencing?
Self-esteem, I think, is something that I've worked so much on in my life. I think that started at a young age. Question it all, so that's why I'm like fumbling around here.
Okay.
Victoria's pushing me right now, but yeah, so I would say, because so much, everything starts there, the self-love. And so I would say anyone with self-esteem issues, all these issues are
Intercorrelated.
they're connected. And at the end of the day, I don't want to say they don't matter. there's so many of them. And when you start to go in and when you start to do past life regressions, you will see how small it is. It could be the most traumatic thing in the world. But it's just a part of the layer that's piled upon us in the human life. So, self-esteem, relationships, career moves and choices. I seem to be attracting people that are in my similar position, wanting to shift in their career and wanting to take that step and wanting to do their spiritual work and make that a part of their life. I think anyone more so, if you're feeling like you just can't go on, like how can I go on anymore in this lifetime? And I'm not saying that you've got to be at the brink of jumping off a bridge. It's walking into your house at the end of the day and, bursting into tears or going to bed numb because you are just a robot in your own life and you're just so disconnected. So if you're missing that connection,
how can people find you?
Come hang out with me. My website is conscious-soul-healing.com. My number is 561-339-6675. I have a TikTok. Okay. I have a TikTok. I have an Instagram. My Instagram is QHHT_conscious soul healing. My TikTok is at conscious soul healing, I believe. And yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to share for those listening? Last minute thoughts?
Whatever's happening in your life that is no longer serve you can be shed. It can be shed. And there's lots of loving souls like Victoria and I and other practitioners that we work with out here on the planet that are also working through our stuff and would love to be a support and a friend and inspiration and a help to you on your own journey, because we're all on our own journey.
Absolutely.
You can't take us home with you, but you can come see us for a session.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for chatting with us. And we'll also put the different links on the description of this podcast and YouTube video. Thank you. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you.